I was trying to be a sponge, taking everything at once, learning as much as you can because, knowledge is power at the end of the day, right?
When applied.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I started reading books, just really self-educating myself on the business of real estate, how to be successful, what it takes.
The fundamentals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so working, with the tools that Berkshire Hathaway has to offer, I was able to, secure my first deal about 4 months in, which is pretty good for a new
How old
agent.
were you?
I was 19 at the time. So
How much was the deal?
it was actually a rental. So it was $2,700 a month.
Okay.
Down in Waltham. So
Nice.
Nice little outside of the city area. So.
This episode was brought to you by the Hungry Pandas of eXp Realty, Mental Makeover, and Crisp.io Marketing Solutions.
Welcome back, everybody. Another episode of Make Excuses or Make It Happen podcast. Today, very special guest, Jason.
What's going on?
Without further ado, I'll let him introduce himself here.
Yeah, so thanks so much, X, for having me. I'm super excited to be on this podcast. The future is looking bright for you, so super excited for you. Yeah, what's going on, guys? I'm Jason. I'm a local realtor out of the Franklin, Massachusetts office. Berkshire Hathaway has several offices throughout the Massachusetts state. So I've been in real estate for about 1 year and 4 months. I'm out of the Franklin, Massachusetts office. I service all of Massachusetts, but strictly, in my local markets such as Medway, Bellingham, Franklin, and Rentham, and beyond. And I'm super excited to see where the future takes me.
Cool. Thank you for being here today again, too, man. And so where does your story start? I know that you kind of got right into real estate
Right.
career-wise. So what did that look like for you?
Yeah, so, I graduated class of 2020. So, I wasn't too sure where the pandemic was going to take us or what the future of, that was going to look like.
Yeah, I can only imagine. I mean, I was in university and I had to pack my bags home, but the high school experience?
Yeah, it was different. I wasn't sure if going straight into college was the right choice or not. I wasn't sure what I wanted to study. I knew something in business, but I wasn't sure exactly what.
Okay.
So I figured, with the pandemic and everything going on, I'll just take a break. I'm not going to rush right into university.
Okay.
So I actually went into the HVAC industry for about 3 months.
Oh, yeah.
And after doing that for 3 months, I realized, that's not something that I want to do for the rest of my life. It's really, it takes a toll on your body, your mental health. I left that industry and, I've always had a liking for architecture, construction, and design.
Yeah, especially while being surrounded by
right,
it.
exactly.
You were like in the guts of the properties.
Exactly. So I figured, I have a family friend who's been in the business for 20 years. She's actually at Berkshire Hathaway as well. So, it's pretty cool keeping it all in the company.
Cool.
So, I interviewed with her, asked her a bunch of questions, and I said, you know what, let me give it a shot. If you fail, you fail. If you win,
Right.
you're doing
Good
the right
for you.
thing.
You're so young. I mean, we all know that many entrepreneurs start 3 to 5 businesses unsuccessfully, and et cetera. And becoming a realtor is starting your own business.
100%.
So that's cool that drove you there. So you said you joined about 1 year and 4 months ago?
Correct.
Got in contact with someone in the brokerage.
Right.
It was good to know them. They had you inspired. You went ahead and got started. How has that looked like for you? What has your first 1.5 year journey looked like in terms of your growth, your production, and what you're focused on?
Right, sure. So it started off, lots of learning. I was trying to be a sponge, taking everything at once, learning as much as you can because, knowledge is power at the end of the day, right?
When applied.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I started reading books, just really self-educating myself on the business of real estate, how to be successful, what it takes.
The fundamentals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so working, with the tools that Berkshire Hathaway has to offer, I was able to, secure my first deal about 4 months in, which is pretty good for a new
How old
agent.
were you?
I was 19 at the time. So
how much was the deal?
so it was actually a rental.
Okay.
So it was $2,700 a month.
Okay.
Down in Waltham. So
Nice.
Nice little outside of the city area.
And after that day, where'd you go from there? What did the path look like?
Right. So after that, I was able to leverage my database or sphere of influence, as we know, and then I was able to secure my first listing about 3 months after that, and I was down in the Cape.
And how was that sourced?
Talking with my uncle, he owned two homes at the moment, and he was thinking of moving down south. So obviously, I did my little elevator pitch, and I was able to secure the listing that way. So
I think you just touched on 2 points on how you securing your listing. Your 2 points where you followed your training, engaged with your sphere of influence so that you didn't let anything fall through the cracks.
Right.
And then when it happened, you applied all your knowledge.
Exactly.
And that's when he said, "Yeah, let's sign these papers and sell my property." And
Absolutely.
so, how much was that? Your first listing?
And that sold for $469.
Down in the Cape.
Yep.
Oh, The Cape House in the Cape?
Correct, yep.
I forgot, but I remember I
That was
saw
not
your
a
reel
reel.
of it. Was it? You made a nice little reel of it, and I didn't know that was your listing.
Yeah.
That was cool. That's a good feeling.
Yeah, it is.
You know, you're probably,
It is.
20 years old, sold your first property, $500,000 almost,
Yep.
in a very well-established community.
Absolutely.
Where do you take it from here?
Starting off leveraging, taking all that knowledge and those clients, from the open house, just really putting my momentum into my business, and just trying day in and day out to secure the next listing.
Right, so you got multiple prospecting avenues.
Correct.
Whether it's definitely more than 3.
Absolutely.
At least 3, maybe working towards about 7.
Absolutely.
Cold calling, email marketing, social media, direct mail,
Absolutely.
active engagement in the community.
Yep.
And those are like the prime ones that are going to start your business.
If you can have those down, then you'll be successful for sure.
Right. It sounds like you've expressed that Berkshire Hathaway has been very supportive in your upbringing in real estate.
For sure.
I'm sure you've explored multiple avenues of what kind of brokerages and what kind of support and training, what kind of split you wanted,
Right,
et cetera,
right.
education, what office location, who they know. What was it that had you sit in with Berkshire, and how have you enjoyed that experience?
So like I said earlier, I had already known someone that was in the company, so I felt like, going and sticking with someone who I already know and who knows me would be really beneficial to myself and my clients. So it took that, in addition to all the training. My sales manager, Claudia, she's been amazing. All that support and training and knowledge that Berkshire has, especially with the name behind Berkshire Hathaway, is top tier.
So you're using it to leverage it, because
It
you're
really
young,
is.
and you're taking it all in. You're taking the path that they've established for you, the
Exactly.
resources that they have, the connections they made, network partners,
Absolutely.
etc., and taking full advantage of actually implementing it
Right.
into your daily business activities
Exactly.
and strategies.
Yep.
Cool.
Hey, it's Dick Lee here with eXp Realty. Just want to say thank you for watching the podcast of Make Excuses or Make It Happen. If you're a real estate agent or if you're a loan officer, please reach out to me. I want to make sure that you are financially aligned with your business. What does financially aligned mean? Well, that makes that your business is working for you. We want to make sure that you're maximizing your profitability, maximizing your revenue, and also working smarter, not harder. See, I've been doing this for over 27 years. I want to make sure that you're doing the same as well too. So hit me up, 508-277-9939, or follow me on Instagram at @TheRealDickLee. Thank you so much and have a great day.
Hey all, this is Chris with Mental Makeover. Wanted to come on here and talk a little bit more about our company, our mission, and our values. So Mental Makeover, it's a 501c3 nonprofit organization that started in August of 2018 after the deaths of Kate Spade and Anthony Bourdain. And since then, my team and I, we have been working to develop curriculum, education, and awareness for the youth in our community, especially in Salem. We've lost too many people to mental health struggles, and we wanted to do something about that. We wanted to be a little bit more proactive than reactive, and that's what Mental Makeover is striving to do. We're happy to sponsor the Make Excuses or Make It Happen podcast, as Xavier is a good friend of ours. He's from Salem, and he's making a difference in our community. And with that, thanks for having us.
Other than real estate, what else have you dived into? I know you've engaged in a startup a bit. What are some of your other interests?
I just launched my first marketing business, Marketing Made Simple. Basically, I dedicate to all real estate professionals, from lawyers, lenders, realtors like myself and X. Shout out to that. Follow us on follow us on Instagram at mmadesimple. Be sure to send me a DM if you ever have any questions or comments about how to get started. Other than that, I love to go hiking. I just bought my first kayak last year, so
Okay.
it's always a good time to bring that out on the lake, especially after a stressful day in real estate.
Yeah.
Nothing better to unwind and go kayaking. So
Enjoy what you sell in real estate.
exactly. So
What's your mission behind that company that you have?
yeah, so behind Marketing Made Simple, my mission really is to take the stress and anxiety out of social media marketing. I've talked with a lot of other real estate agents in the office and, outside of co-brokers. A lot of people aren't putting the time and energy that needs to be put into their own social profiles.
And that's like a huge hurdle in your first 6 months.
It really is. It really is. The most common problem that people have is they don't know what to post or they don't know what to talk about. So that's where I come in and I offer those solutions to
Along
help
with the
them.
consistency
Exactly.
of scheduling,
Right.
and autoing and editing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, taking away. We need to focus on being realtors.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
So you're taking
That's a
that away.
full-time
How
job
do
in
we
and
do
of
it?
itself. So.
Right.
With this company, my goal is just to help other agents, help them achieve their goals within their own business. So
I love that, man. Good to
just
know.
helping people. You know?
That's your foundation. So
Exactly.
yeah, on that note, what's your why?
My why
In general,
is
in business and life, and who Jason is. What's
right.
your
I
why?
like that question. My why is to push myself outside of my comfort zones, and just really help people and giving back to those that have helped me along the way.
Cool.
So-
And what would you say distinguishes you as one of the top agents? Because I believe no matter who you are, when you come in, you should believe you're the top agent.
Absolutely.
What distinguishes Jason as one of the top agents, along with myself? But what distinguishes Jason as one of the top
What
agents?
distinguishes me? I've met a lot of agents that sugarcoat things. I'm not one of those. We're in a bad situation. I'm gonna keep it bad, but I'm gonna keep it real with you. So, you know, a lot of people like to say, "Oh, everything's gonna be okay," when in reality, you know, we're facing a problem. All right, well, let's work together to overcome this problem.
Right.
I think that's one of the biggest things.
Basically, yeah, no sugarcoating, addressing the problem, exactly where it stemmed from,
Yep.
coming up with a solution, strategic solution, and then getting after
Absolutely.
it. Cool.
Exactly.
When was the time in your real estate career where you had no choice to make excuses? Your only option was to make it happen.
Great question. I would definitely say, you know, from my first listing, it was a little bit of a rocky start. We overcame those problems that needed to be solved. But it wasn't until we were under contract where I thought things were gonna fall apart. You know, luckily they weren't due to my actions. It was due to my clients' actions. But I learned a lot from it, both on the legal side and just, you know, keeping the deal together. Trying my hardest day in and day out, trying to be the best agent that I can be for my clients. So in that situation, you know, there were a couple times where we were close to the deal falling apart due to legal issues. But because of a great team that I have to work with, we were able to overcome that, and, you know, we had no choice but to get the home sold. So
Right, so what were you probably in communication with
Exactly.
the lawyer,
Yep.
the attorneys, the other side,
Day in
like
and day
day in
out.
and day out,
Yep.
all hours of the business hours,
Exactly,
right?
yep.
Making sure that all negotiations that could possibly go through went through, that the checks got where they needed to be,
Yep.
that the mailing was in place, that
Absolutely.
the inspections happened,
Yep.
and et cetera, et cetera. Emails, signings,
Exactly,
it
yeah.
never,
You
it
name
never
it.
ends. That's cool then. So yeah, and that's scary too, right? So there you go. Oh, got my first listing,
Right.
about to go under contract, shared with everyone it's under contract,
Yeah. And then
and then you're
Exactly.
like, okay guys, hopefully I pull this through. But you did it. You
Yeah.
did whatever needed to happen, because if you didn't have the confidence or the mindset of I'm going in there,
right,
no excuses, it wouldn't have happened.
exactly.
Cool.
You know, it did take 4.5 months to sell, but, you know, in the end,
Oh, there you go.
favorite four-letter word is sold, right?
Right. That's
So
it.
That's all that matters.
And it just goes to show that is not traditional in this market.
Right,
Things are
exactly.
selling in like
Ridiculous amounts of time.
sometimes 3 weeks, 30 days, 60 days at
Yeah.
most, 45 days at
Right,
most.
right.
So if you got the good team behind it. So
Exactly.
I guess then on that note, what is your number one piece of advice you would leave people with today?
I like that question. Definitely don't give up. You know, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Whatever it may be, from starting a YouTube channel to getting your real estate license, don't give up. No matter what you do in life, there's always going to be a rough patch. But just know at the end of that rough patch, there's going to be a good time. Who knows? Maybe for you, it might be selling a home. So
Right. What's one of your best strategies when you hit those moments? To
hit
keep
those
going.
moments.
You said don't give up, right?
Yep.
To keep moving. What's one of your things that you
definitely. For me, it's always what's going to come out of it. You know, there's always going to be a lesson. There's always going to be a memory. There's always going to be a story to tell. So if I can share those moments with other people and help them,
That's why we're here today.
that's the biggest thing. So
That's what's up. Cool. All right then. Lastly, man, where can we find you? You shared your startup business.
Yep.
In terms of real estate and maybe personally, where can we find you to help share, promote your business? If anyone here is looking for real estate advice in your local Franklin area
Sure.
or anywhere in Greater Boston, where can we find you, man?
yeah, absolutely. So I'm most active on Instagram. So my real estate page is at Jason G Real Estate, and then my marketing is at Made Simple. I'm also on Facebook and LinkedIn, just Jason Gerges Real Estate. You'll be able to find me. But like I said, definitely most active on Instagram. So
Cool.
be sure to give me a follow. Back.
Thank you, bro, of course. And thank you for being here. I mean,
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having
I
me.
wanted to have you in here because it was a bit inspirational to see a young realtor out getting a different
Absolutely.
market, same
Yep.
company. This is what we have to do, stay connected and see what we can help people
For sure.
all over the state and then see what else
Let's make
we
it
can
happen.
grow. So yeah, let's
Absolutely.
make it happen, man.
Thanks
Thank
for
you, man.
having me.
Take care.
Of course.